right, here we go with this week's Midweek Howl, the non-paranormal part of the From the Shadows podcast, where we may talk some paranormal stuff today because this episode will be coming out the day before Halloween, and it'll be coming out on my birthday. How about that, Howler?
I can work and wait.
What'd you say? You can barely wait. What?
Yeah, I said, yeah. Maybe it's because I know how old you're going to be. I'm depressed.
Okay. You want to know depressed, and I don't want to start this out depressing, but I was doing some work in the office last night, and I was writing something, and I looked up into the screen, which was off, so I could see the black part of my screen of my computer, and I could see my reflection in there, and I'm like,
you didn't even recognize yourself.
I'm like, who
is that guy?
Who is that guy? Like,
is that what you thought?
Yes. I'm like, that's not the guy that I grew up with. Like, what happened to the young guy? That is honestly.
What happened to him?
I don't know, but that's the first time I've seen my reflection and thought, holy crap. Like, I've seen my reflection say, you're not in very good shape anymore. But I've never seen my reflection and thought I looked, other than my hair thinning, super old. But man, I looked old. I'm like, holy smokes, I am cooked. I really cooked. So, yeah, it kind of set in, and I'm just like, what happened? What happened to the young guy? I guess if you're lucky, you get to see that transformation. No matter how brutally honest it is.
What about those guys that still look great? I mean, I'm telling you right now, my buddy Ed, he's not worried about what he looks like. I mean, he is worried about what he looks like, but it's just improving all the time. He's like fine wine or something.
Wait, did you lose a bet to Ed? I mean, we're not even 3 minutes in, and you're already.
I didn't. It just made me think of him. You know what I'm saying? I went by I was out on T Road. Don't mean anything to you. His brother still looks good too. Maybe some people's got better genes. Do you think that's right, DNA?
I thought I had decent genes. My mom still looks 10, 15 years older. I got an uncle that's 94. And he looks like he's in his 70s, and I kind of have, that. I just don't have, the losing your hair kind of.
Are you losing your hair?
Yeah, I'm pretty thin up top.
That happens. Mine is too. A little bit. If I keep getting it cutted. What do you do? But anyway, I was thinking about him because I was down by his mom's house on T Road the other day. So I going by and seeing a dude that I haven't seen twice since in 25 years, probably. Kind of not really the same deal, but a buddy of mine texted me a picture of another buddy of mine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, and said, "Can you recognize this guy?" And of course, I said they had a Halloween party and playing cards on Saturday night, and they never invite me because I'm just forgotten, right? I'm just forgotten. So I happened to be close. I said, I'll drive by if you're home. He said, I'm home. And I went by his house. And I was telling my young son, we pulled up drive. I said, you wouldn't know, but I said 40 years ago, when we were in high school, that was a bad man right there. It was a bad man.
Speaking of that.
Now he's just like an old man tending to his 26 acres on his side-by-side, driving me around, showing me trees that he planted and shit like that,
Well, speaking of that, I just saw a video of, is it Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler? The two, they were
Jay Cutler is, I don't know who Ronnie Coleman is.
Well, they were two, it's not the Jay Cutler that played football. Don't be, listen, that's a funny one. So Jay Cutler there's a Jay Cutler as a professional bodybuilder. Okay.
Yes, I did know that. Now,
and so Jay Cutler and this Ronnie Coleman competed against each other in the 90s, and they were I just saw this video today, and Ronnie Coleman had thighs the size. I mean, he squatted 800 pounds.
Whoa.
Okay. That's a man squat right there, and they walked out onto this. Well. Jay Cutler walked out on the stage, and Ronnie Coleman couldn't even stand up straight. He was kind of like...
And he was the guy that could squat 800 pounds?
Squat 800 pounds.
And he can't stand up now.
can't even stand up straight. And he sat down. And I saw in the article they asked Ronnie Coleman. They said, if you knew what shape you were in now, they go, would you have squatted 800 pounds for those 2 reps? And he goes, heck no, I'd have done it for 3. I said, oh, that's great. Because he basically said, he goes, you guys can say whatever you want. I lived the life I wanted to live. And, I wouldn't trade anything because I had a great time. And I'm like, golly.
You wish you could say that, or you do say that?
I don't know, man. My right knee's pretty bad shape.
Yeah, but Fox didn't do that. The post office did that, right?
No, that was football and basketball did that to me. Post office just took it to another level. But I catch myself limping, like when I'm walking, limping, and I'm just like, am I doing it? Is this just a bad habit, or do I need the limp, or can I straighten this out? Man, oh man, it is. I'm counting down retirement here because I think it will be better on my body. I'm hoping. Well, I got my fingers crossed.
Some of them people say you retire, you die.
No, if you retire and stop moving. Some of the guys.
I cut my hair. I had a guy, old barber, country barber, that was cutting hair in town. He's 82 or 3. He told me he'd been cutting hair for 60 years.
Oh, wow.
And I said something about cutting in. He's retired twice. He said he had a shop, and then he retired he owned a shop and sold it when he retired the first time when he was like 60-something. Then he cut 10 or 15 years for another guy, and then that guy closed that shop, and he re-retired. And I said, well, how long are you going to cut hair? And he said, well, my kids told me the other day not to quit. So he just cuts on Fridays and Mondays. And I wear a flat top, as you know, and he can cut a flat top in. And if you want a flat top, you got to get an old dude or a Mexican barber can do. Usually Mexican barbers can do it. Anyway.
Why can a Mexican barber do a flat top?
Because they do clipper cuts that, they cut a lot of clipper. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? They do a lot of clipper cuts.
Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Yeah. I got you.
Hispanic kids are the only young people wearing clipper cuts, really,
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
30 years ago, you get a black guy to cut it because he's clipper cutting fades and all that stuff. But now, down here.
Oh, yeah. Well,
these kids. We had a football game the other night, and I don't see how they get their football. This is high school. How do they get their football helmet on with all that shit?
When I was in college, my roommates always had they always had clippers, giving them doing the fades. Like one guy on the football team would be the barber, man, and he would get you in there and and give you a little fade and stuff. And I never let him cut my oh gosh, my long hair in the back, my mullet, but they would always do my sides and stuff and up the side. That just made that mullet look worse.
Right.
But those are the days of Brian Bosworth, you know what I'm saying? So, and even in Vanilla Ice, so you get away with it.
Oh yes, I forgot Ice Ice Baby. Oh yeah. Tech 9, hearing him, yeah. Whatever happened to him? Did we talk about him before he got arrested after ripping off somebody's house during his show, right?
Oh, I think he did get in trouble for that, but he still does that. I think he owns a bunch of houses.
It's easy. You accumulate them if you steal them.
Did he steal them, or was he just remodeling?
No, he just took some furniture out of one. I think there was a question about whether he went to the wrong address or not. Obviously, the property owner thought he was at the wrong house, but whether he did or not, it's another thing.
Well, okay, so I told you I had a question for you. I guess this is a law enforcement question, and I was disturbed. I saw this story out of Minnesota. This African American gentleman had bought a house, moved into this neighborhood. Yep. Really nice looking neighborhood. He was out there taking care of his yard and stuff. And the neighbor shot him while he's out.
Thinking he didn't belong there?
Oh, no. The guy shot him from the upstairs window. Okay. It went through his neck, out his back. Okay, so he, I mean, barely
Survived.
Barely survived. But as you get into the story, so they show the neighbor's house, and it's this disgruntled old white guy whose house just, I mean, it was trashed. Okay, it was the only trashy house in the whole neighborhood. And then you come to find out that this guy, as soon as these people had moved into this house, had done nothing but harass them for like a year and a half. The cops had been out there like dozens and dozens of times. They got him on video dumping crap, like literally human or feces in the yard.
Why? Because he didn't want him living there?
He did not. He didn't want him living there. Didn't want black people living next to him. And so the cops never did anything to him. And he shot the guy out the window. The guy's in the hospital recovering. They still haven't, they've issued an arrest warrant, but they said, hey, look, we're not going to go try to knock on the door and get him out. It's just going to cause, more problems. And I'm like, now, wait a second. It's one thing if he's like dumping crap in your yard and you don't want to go, the guys.
That's
okay. But the police.
That's why I could never make it in law enforcement management.
But the
chief, I'd find the biggest, blackest cop we had on the force, and I'd put him out there with a bullhorn, telling that guy to come out of the house, or we're coming in to get you.
I mean, how does the police chief or whatever spokesperson it was, he was standing there at this press conference.
They rarely pay a price for poor policing. The police rarely pay a price for poor policing.
I don't know, man. Like they're worried about them.
Look at those cops that involved it that sit out there and let all them kids get killed, didn't walk in there. They're still working.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just don't know how you can even justify a guy shoots a guy. I mean, not an accident, nothing. He aimed out the window and shot and tried to kill.
Until proven guilty, Jack. You don't know.
Well, it's on video. Him the guy getting shot.
Yeah, one side of the story's on video. What about the other side?
What's the other side?
I don't know. The guy getting hit. I don't know the reason. You don't know what he did before that video. Shit can be edited, man.
The guy was in his yard doing yard work.
Well,
I just don't get that. I don't know. I mean, that's how you shoot somebody like that in broad daylight on video, and they won't go in because they're afraid that you're going to shoot at them. Well, they're the guys in body armor and stuff going in, not out there, doing yard work.
I don't know, man. Why don't ask me more cop questions, because I'm not going to give you a good answer. I'm going to give you some crazy stuff because they let me down sometimes.
Well, this will be, you might like this then. So I took Christy to an appointment this morning, and we just kind of drove around Columbus all day, did some shopping. And on our way back, we stop in this little town, really nice little town outside of Columbus called Sunbury, and eat at this restaurant. And my back is to the front of the restaurant. And my Suburban is parked parallel to the restaurant. So the town square sits across from the restaurant. You can park, parallel along the square. So I'm parked. Yeah. So I turn around to leave, and the whole side of my car is splattered.
With what?
It appears to be cement.
Were they pouring cement around there?
We walk out there, and I'm like, what? And so it's kind of watery, but you can tell it's cement. It came off a cement mixer. And then you look down the 5 cars ahead of me. Every single one of them has this stuff splashed on them. Okay. And Christy goes, I saw some cement trucks go by, but she goes, I never noticed what they did. Well, then of course, so I'm like, I got to get to a car wash and get this off. And, as we go, I'm going to the next town because there's nothing. We pass like 10 cement mixers because all they're doing is building stuff around Columbus. I mean, it's
Right,
just
sure.
And so then I get to the first car wash. I go through the automatic part. It's $17 to wash your car on the highest thing. And of course it won't work. It takes my money, won't refund my money. I can't use the car wash.
You couldn't have a wand, you put a few bucks in and spray it off?
Well, and then I went over to the first bay and I tried to put in $5 and it kept spitting it back out. And then I went to put the quarters in that I got in change of $3 from my 20 that I put in for the 17, and the change thing was jammed. And so by this time, Christy's just in the passenger seat laughing, going, she just can't believe, I've denied in the automatic bay, denied in the first manual bay, and I turn around and I get in the third place I go, and finally I get it, spray it off really good, high pressure, and we start down the road. I mean, it looks like it's all gone. Start down the road and I look and it reappears on the car. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So
once the air dried or whatever, it pops back up?
Once the air dried, it popped back up. So then we get back to the town near where we live, and the only good car wash in this town is owned by my ex-brother-in-law, well, I hate giving somebody was a millionaire many times over before he built the car wash even more money, but I didn't have any choice.
Yet you pay taxes every day out of your check for Uncle Sugar.
Uncle Sugar. Well, Uncle Sugar does some stuff for me still. He does. He makes sure the roads are plowed, and if I call 911, somebody shows up eventually. So Uncle Sugar takes care of me every now and then. He doesn't do everything I want, but my ex-brother-in-law doesn't do anything for me. You think, hey, look, I'll hook you up, free car wash. It's no hard feelings.
Well, here you pay I pay $27 a month, unlimited. I can use it every single day if I want.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I've never seen that. We don't have anything like that, man.
Well,
water must be really.
You need to put him out of business then.
Water must be really cheap.
Maybe you need to put him out of business.
So I go through there you go. So I go through that again. So my second car wash, and it's still not coming all the way off. It's coming off in the water, but as soon as it starts to dry. So we get home and I got to rub it all off, but I'm just like, what a pain in the neck, I mean, what a pain in the neck and just be throwing that cement stuff all over is crazy to me, and not even care. There you go.
They're probably Teamsters.
Oh, Teamsters. Well, speaking of Teamsters, the story I wanted to read you is this is a story that will warm your heart and give you hope. Okay? Because I know you like playing the lottery. Okay?
Yeah,
so
right. I live on hope.
Live on hope. So in North Carolina, a man finds $20 on the ground. Okay? Yeah. And he turned right around and walked back into the place where he found it and bought a scratch-off ticket and won $1 million. Here's the kicker to the lottery store. So it was at a Speedway where this guy found $20 in the parking lot in Speedway, turned right back around, and he bought an extreme cash scratch off. And the ticket he wanted to buy, they were out of. So he bought that one instead and won $1 million. And here's what he said. This is the first thing he's going to do with his prize money. And for some reason, I don't think he needs his prize money to do this, but they're going to head straight to Golden Corral and eat everything they got.
Golly, do you blame him? We don't have a Golden Corral anymore, and I look over at that building out, the local place, and I just go, man.
I mean, where they used to have a Golden Corral, and it's local.
Yeah, it closed down around COVID, and then it never opened back up. And then a local place, it was a big deal. There's a local restaurant called Bonnie's, and she bought it and put her buffet. She was known for a buffet, but her building, she had an old building, and it was kind of, the parking lot was hard or whatever. So she's over there in the Golden Corral now. It's Bonnie's Buffet. It's packed like you can't even imagine. Almost every day.
Well, that's kind of better, right? Like, get the chain out and get the local lady makes.
No, I mean, you don't know. I don't know who Bonnie really is. Is she really a real person like Betty Crocker? I don't know. If at face value, I'm pretty cynical anymore.
Bonnie's. So you've never gone to Bonnie's Buffet?
No.
I feel like maybe you should give it a try and come back.
I'm married. I can't be doing that anymore.
Anyway.
No, it's I mean, when's the last time you've been in a buffet? If I eat anything bigger than a cheeseburger, even if I eat a cheeseburger, I usually feel like crap afterwards.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I mean, when we both grew up in the 70s and 80s, buffets were huge. That was
my God. What was the other one? Duff's and Golden Corral. Duff's, remember?
You guys had a Duff's out there?
Oh, Duff's out the mall, man. Are you kidding me? That was like you never, I mean, the only time we got to eat was when we got our tax refund back in like April or May.
That's the only time.
So
we used to go to where I grew up. We had to drive about 45 minutes away to Findlay, Ohio, and they had this little ramshackle mall and a Duff's buffet. And on Friday, my dad would get paid working at the factory.
See, you know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, he'd get paid. He'd say, "Hey, we're going to go out to eat. We're going to Duff's." I don't remember what Duff's cost back then to eat. But I do remember that Duff's was one of those places that, because I used to collect matchbook covers. That was right. Something else we collected back in the day, and they would seem to be all the way down 75 on the way to Florida, like right. Duff's. But it was such for kids that have never seen that, and I don't know what the Golden Corral's like because I've never gone to Golden Corral. I'm like you, and we have some around.
I've been to a bunch of Golden Corrals, but not just the one by my house. Only went one time before they closed it down.
But Duff's
that was just to take the kids there because they had acted like a buffet.
But Duff's was to a kid when you'd hurry up and you'd eat just so you could get that to the all you could eat ice cream. Like that was
yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That was heaven, and it just. Mm-hmm. I mean, and we wonder why. I mean, that right there had to be the start of where everybody just started getting overweight.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was the food we eat now.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Because the way they put it together, you know what I mean? Because when we were kids, there was some fat woman out there mashing 150 potatoes to make the mashed potatoes. And now it's some kind of a,
like laundry detergent.
Yes, and they run it through the Chinese to get the bad stuff out, and they come back with some, wheat thins and rice or some shit, and I don't know, what it is, cardboard. I don't know.
It's bad. It's bad. I agree 100%. Now the only buffets I ever go, because man, our buddy Wade, he's always, he's first of all he's cheap,
well,
so he's a
strength up, man. He's got to keep his strength up. So.
Well, he's cheap, and he loves the casino buffets.
Oh, well, why wouldn't you? I mean, casino buffets on a whole different level, especially if you're at a real casino.
Yes, well, we got a couple like Northfield up here, and then he goes to the one in Wheeling.
That's not a casino.
Well,
that's like
it's MGM.
That's gaming.
It's MGM,
but it ain't MGM Grand.
Wow, you can't.
I'm gonna look at it. Where Wheeling, West Virginia? Is that where it's at?
He goes to the one in Wheeling, West Virginia, and then he goes to the one in Northfield, outside of Cleveland, which I was just at Saturday night for races. Northfield, and he just loved because his brother is a big time gambler, so he gets all the free buffets. Here's what Wade does is
Wheeling Island.
His brother, Yeah, that's
hotel, casino, racetrack.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had a horse race at Wheeling too once. But so Wade's brother's a teacher and he gamble. I mean, he's a big time gambler, does pretty well. So he gets all this free stuff. Okay. Well, Wade, of course, is retired. So when they send you those free things at casino, and we probably have a lot of listeners that are big casino people. Okay. You get like free gift cards, you got to go up and get the free set of kitchen knives.
Yeah. Player tracking does that. Yep.
So Wade, because he's not working during the week, he'll drive up for a lunch buffet, get the free buffet, and collect the set of casserole pans that that his brother's getting free, and he just loves it, man. He'll go to the buffet. Wade, I'm telling secrets now. He'll go to the buffet before he goes and picks up whoever he's going on a date with that night, so he's not hungry when he takes them. Now, he doesn't know I know that, but that's what he does. So that when he goes, because he's so cheap, that then when they go out to dinner, he doesn't eat. He won't eat anything.
Well, doesn't it make them feel bad about themselves, like they're all oinking out and he's having a junior salad or something?
No, because he's not afraid to take somebody on a date to like Raising Cane's or someplace like that.
You're shitting me. I mean, come on. He can't even do churches or he can't even do of course he might want to marry him. He'll probably go out with marriage material. Chick-fil-A for good girls, you take the
he's never. There ain't going to Chick-fil-A. Come on, man. That'd be like going to Wendy's. You can't go do that. I mean, the difference, you can go to Taco Bell, never go to Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? He's
the Taco Bell was just rated #1 Mexican food in America. Did you see that? People are mad.
How's that even Mexican food?
Taco Bell, I guess they just think there's a certain element that thinks it is.
That's might be the saddest commentary on America that I've heard in a long time. And this is election
there's
season.
Something wrong with, why did you have to say the E word? Well, I was about to say the last casino I was in, and I was trying to remember if I went out to Laughlin last year. Well, I was in Vegas last year, but I didn't go to any casinos, and I was in Laughlin. I'm trying to remember. I was about to say the last casino I was at was the casino in Monte Carlo, Monaco. Was the last casino I was in, but I might have stayed at the Laughlin's Riverside last year when I was in Laughlin. I don't remember.
Now that's got to be like, what's a casino like there?
Monte Carlo. He's fucking speechless. It's like saying. I don't even know. I can't even. Words don't describe it. First of all, you're at an area that just, Grace Kelly's buried up on top of the hill. I wish I would have went up and paid my respects, because it's the whole country's about the size of Mall of America parking lot. But
yeah, I didn't think it was very big.
Maybe a little bit bigger. But I've been to like the Dallas Cowboys sports complex. I'm talking with the parking lots and stuff, or leaving like Arrowhead. So we're Arrowhead Stadium, and then it's buttoned up against Candlestick or wherever the Chiefs or the Royals play. You know what I mean? With all the parking lots and all that stuff, I don't know if they're quite that big, but it's not very big. But the streets are terrible. Back to the casino, it's old. I mean, parts of it are 150 years old.
Oh wow. So it's got to be pretty. I mean, it's pretty historic.
It's ornate. It's ornate. I mean, it looks like something Trump you'd see on knock on wood on my boy Trump's. Anything in Trump's world would fit in over there. Gaudy gold shit, in floral patterns but up front there's a whole half circle up there that's full of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and
so it's like being in a James Bond movie.
Well, 100%. They film a lot of them there.
Right. So they actually do film them in Monte Carlo.
Yes. I mean, Google it up and see what it looks like. Yeah. What's funny? I keep talking. I was listening a while ago. I filmed dozens of gigs of data driving around over there and stuff because I was there for the race, and I can't find it. I don't know. I put it on my old computer. I thought I downloaded it to the cloud, and I can't seem to find it. But it's the only casino I have been in that didn't advertise the buffet. It didn't advertise the movie theater. When you walk in a casino in Vegas, it advertises all this crap, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
so the one in Monte Carlo doesn't have to talk about the crab.
It did not.
Free crab, the crab legs.
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't have anything. It didn't have anything. I mean, I'm sure it does, right? But
yeah.
But no, I wasn't. It wasn't.
Well, we were up at Northfield on Saturday watching our one horse raced in the they called it the fair. What was it? The fair consolation. So it was the 10th. So the top 9 horses, it got bumped out of the top 9 in the last week by a horse that raced in another fair and got points to bump ours to the second 9, which was for a little bit smaller purse. And our horse came in third behind 2 horses that were sire stakes horses, which are ones that, so it'd be like the Browns played in the NFL all season, knew they weren't going to make the playoffs, so they decided to jump in the CFL for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I like it.
That's about what it was like. So our horse ran pretty good, but got third, which was all right. And then we went and hung out with my parents in the casino a little bit. But I'm going to tell you, so at Northfield Park, it's when you think of degenerate horse racing people, gamblers, not
like people look like John Candy walking around.
Oh my gosh, it is crazy. People with all these papers spread all out, and they're looking at the numbers and they're making bets, and you could sit in there in the little cubicles, and there's 30 TVs showing horse races all over the world, and they're all timed up. So these guys, so you can bet on each one and don't miss one and stuff. It's crazy. And no matter when you go in there, there's always people betting on horses. I mean, I can't even imagine the money. I mean, I know how much horses cost and stuff. I can't imagine the money that gets bet on horses every day. I just can't. I can't. I don't even bet on my horse. That's how.
Why not?
It's just bad luck.
Bet on your own horse? Can they ban you from racing? It's like Pete Rose. If you bet on your own horse, do they ban you?
Only if I hurt the other horses or something. I don't know. I don't know. They can't ban you from unless you fix the race. But ain't nobody paying attention to what I'm saying, to the 9th race in Cleveland, Ohio at Northfield Park.
I bet you there's some NFLers in there, some Browns in there after hours betting and looking at the.
We don't have to. You can bet on any of those races on any of those gambling apps
on your phone, yeah,
FanDuel and stuff like that.
I know they're doing a big thing right now to try to bet on sports gambling, legalized sports gambling here, and I'm betting against everything.
Against everything. Yeah, it's a rabbit hole you don't want to go
I even
down.
bet, like here in Missouri, they bet to retain judges. Should the judge in the 5th District of Appeals for the state of Missouri be retained? You know what I mean? I bet against. I say no on every one of them. I vote to kick them out, every single one. That's your betting? That's your legalized gambling? No, I mean I vote against. I'm sorry, I don't bet. I vote against them, and that way, and nobody, they never get kicked out, right? Because you have to have, I don't know how many thousands. But I just want to know somebody's out there going after them.
Somebody's going after them. Well, on that note, since it is my birthday, I'll have to get off. We'll have to get off here and go get some cake, even though we're recording.
Happy birthday! Tell everybody to send him some e-cards or something to the website.
Well, I hope everybody has a great Halloween. Number one, because Halloween will be happening after this comes out.
Yep. It's my dog's birthday on Halloween. He's going to be 13.
Oh, geez, 13. Wow. And I sent to you in Twitter our buddy Chris Hahn's video debut in the Will Ferrell song that was on John Oliver's show. It's fantastic. It's great. It's great. The video's great. The song's great. It's very funny. And Chris, don't blink and you'll miss him. But still, it's great. So go check it out. We'll put it up on. I think we'll put it up on some of our social media so people can go check it out. So well, hey, if you go trick or treating tomorrow, don't get any apples with razor blades. But I think if you get
wooden nickels, but
well, I think if you pick an apple on Halloween, you probably deserve a razor blade, don't you? I mean, that's just
I don't know.
Or maybe the person giving out apples.
That's what I was wondering. What kind of person gives out apples anymore? Just shut your light off, man.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the From the Shadows podcast. Until next time, never shy away from the darkness or what may be lurking in the shadows. We are out.
God only knows what time